Greetings friends, Jawlesspaul here. How are we doing today? Today I wanted to talk about what we should be looking at to unlock right away in the game. So this is just a brand new save file that I made, and I did the first run and I did a few things, but wanted to just talk about what to unlock first with your first pile of ingots, what's available and what might be worth it. So I guess looking at all of these, there's a bunch of cloak items. There's the Selenite. As you can see, there's like challenges that you can do to get big discounts on a lot of these unlocks. And obviously that's a great idea, but some of them are easier to do than others. So for instance, Shakespeare, you probably will get that within the first few runs, if not your first run. Shakespeare is not a bad one actually at all. But if I were to look at the ones I really would want to unlock as early as possible, the first ones would be Sacrifice. So that means we have to kill Candace 3 times. The first time you get a 34% discount, 67, and then a 95% discount. Sacrifice is great because it allows you to heal yourself in the moment. It also allows you to get a heal over time. So it gives you 2 cups of coffee. And then if you use the frenzy version of it, it heals you over time for a while. This is very good for healing, and it's a nice item to find to supplement any other item that you might have that does damage. So Sacrifice is great, and you don't need a ton of mana for it. So if you're doing a cloak run, you don't need to do anything from the green curse tree. You just need to have this in one of the slots, and then you can heal yourself at almost any time. Okay, so Sacrifice. Vladislaw is another one. Vladislaw is one where you heal yourself, but you lose some of your max health. But the frenzy is that you gain 5 max health. So for most of your run, you're filling up your frenzy using Vladislaw, and you're building up your health to huge amounts. And then when you get to bosses that are difficult, then you use Vladislaw to heal yourself. So it's very, very nice when you're first starting the game. So I would definitely go for this. Kill a whole bunch of neurosurgeons. So that means going to the physical health department a lot, not the addictions department, I guess. For Sacrifice, you want to kill Candace, which Candace, I believe, is found in the fast food department. So she's like a candy cane or something. Mosquito is a great one. Now, Mosquito is a little bit tough because even if you unlock it, it can be hard to find Mosquito because it's a legendary. So it's easiest to find it in like secret rooms will have Mosquito, or if you go to spell rooms, they might have it. But yeah, it's legendary, so it's more rare. But kill Denzel King Dengi. That's in the health department once again. So while you're getting Vladislaw, you're also working towards Mosquito, but you have to go to the Denzel King Dengi Thanager fight, which is a little bit tough. He heals himself, but if you watch him a little bit, his moveset isn't too crazy. All right. Piercing Ray is another great one. Hector Crank is at the end of the physical health department as well. So these 3 you can work towards unlocking just by going to the physical health department, kill the Thanager there, kill the Sorrow there, and pretty soon you'll be able to unlock those for very, very cheap. I'd work towards that. And then Voracious Burst. This one is tough to get because you have to kill Camille Flage 5 times. She is the Thanager of the warfare department, and she is tough. She does a lot of damage and kind of jumps around, and that could be tough. But this is another legendary, so less likely to show up than some other spells, but still very, very good. Wish Storm, you just have to collect Solary, so I guess you could just do a run where you collect as much Solary as possible, right? Just go to every Solary floor that you can find. You're not going to get this discount until you can get into the natural disasters and then the time levels. But yeah, that's another great one. It tracks enemies for you. You don't even have to aim at all. We talked about Piercing Ray. Yeah, that's another one that you don't have to aim. It's just really good damage. Oh, and I should say Wish Storm also heals you. Voracious Burst, if you kill enemies with the Frenzy, then you'll get bonus max health. I'm just looking at a few other things. A lot of these I would just ignore until you get some of the bigger discounts for them. I wouldn't unlock very many of these. These can be kind of a bummer because the more you have of these foods unlocked, the less likely you are to get those like pure heals, which is usually what I want from the fridge is a heal. So I wouldn't unlock old pizza crusts. I wouldn't unlock vitaminizer, vitaminizer, excuse me. Wine of the Damned can be pretty amazing, actually, if you have a spell build, and it's one of those spell builds where you really do not ever get close to enemies. The times where you'll probably lose it, though, you'll take your hit, is in a sorrow fight. So you could probably think of it like, I'm probably only going to have this for the next zone, but it'll pretty much carry you through that zone until either the Thanager or the sorrow of that zone. Gaunt Hand. Never taken Gaunt Hand. I guess I wouldn't unlock it unless you think that sounds really good. Juicy Giblets. Yeah, for 10 minutes. See, 10 minutes is not a short amount of time in the game. Like, you can get pretty far in 10 minutes, but I just don't. Those time limited ones always feel like a bad idea to me. GMO Chicken, 5 minutes of healing over time. Whatever. Never done the speed one before. Never done Pumps. Oh, I have done Pump's Lunchbox, and I didn't get one Prismium. So it's like for 5 minutes, you get 5% chance of getting a Prismium from a killed enemy. Haven't gotten Prismium from that. So Sticky Pineapple is kind of interesting, and it's pretty good. You get 50% bonus damage as long as you don't use an anima. Well, if you have abilities that heal you, well, then that's great, and you don't have to worry about it. Obviously, if you get into one of those really bad situations, you have to use your anima, but otherwise, yeah, you just get 50% bonus damage. Death Burger can be okay. You get 50 HP and 5 defense until you kill a Thanager. So what you can do then is just avoid all Thanagers, and then you get all of that bonus HP and defense. That's a lot of health and a lot of defense. So a pretty good idea to pick that one up. And then this one is another one that you can get and then kind of cheese it. Your cloak deals 50% damage, and you get that mana regen until you kill an enemy with the scythe. Well, just don't use the scythe. And if you're worried that you'll use it accidentally, just unbind it, right? For that run. So that's an idea for you. This is a good one too. You have to wait till Barnaby Proudfoot shows up, which is, if you're watching this, I hope you're not worried about spoilers, but Barnaby Proudfoot is the alternate version of the first boss. Brad can become Barnaby Proudfoot sometimes. And then there's a bunch of different things that you don't even know what they look like until you've fulfilled all of these requirements. And then some of them you don't even really know what the requirements are. Like there's the Parasol. The Parasol is pretty cool. That's got a really nice frenzy. If you level it up, it gives you bonus defense, which defense, if you haven't figured this out yet, defense is very good in this game. You can get to the point where certain enemy attacks just don't do any damage at all. They do 0. I had a run where I would get attacked. Some of the less powerful enemies would hit me, and nothing would happen. I would take no damage. So pretty great. Selenite's a pretty cool one. This just means you just have to play the game in easy mode. So the way you do that is you go to here. It starts at imminent breakdown. This is just kind of like basic. And then if you go to the left, usually you go to the right and you increase the difficulty of the game. But if you go to the left, you get self-fulfillment. You get 3 animas. Yeah, it's just easier. And then you'll get the Selenite. The Selenite's pretty good. Selenite boosts the next hit by pushing down an attack. It's a scythe, by the way. It's not a cloak item. It's a scythe. So you have it all the time. You can boost different attacks. So especially if you've got like a really high burst damage build, you can charge up the Selenite so the next attack is huge and can kind of like clear a room. I hope this helps you guys, and I hope that you're having a wonderful day. And I hope that you're enjoying Have a Nice Death as much as I am. I'm having a blast with it. But yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. See you later.